In environmental science, there's a term called keystone species. Keystone species is an animal on which other animals largely depend on, such as if they were removed from the ecosystem, it would change it dramatically. 2001, a keystone species was missing from Yellowstone National Park. This caused a massive spike in moose and coyote populations up to 5 times the normal size. The moose destroyed woody vegetation and local bird populations, and coyotes wreaked havoc on local pronghorn family. After reintroducing the missing keystone species, normality returned to Yellowstone Park. A species was wolf. You should help vote for increased protections for the wolf populations and ensure these policies stay in place. Most people do not realize how much we rely on our local ecosystem to survive. There seems to be a lack of knowledge on how much the ecosystem relies on wolves, and these protection laws can get loosened, and the sport we really need can be lost. Since 1940, wolves were almost completely eradicated, and not until 1973 did wolves become placed in the Endangered Species Act. Even though numbers have been rising, there are so many who want to remove wolves from these protections and cause these keystone species to be lost. Yellowstone National Park is a great example of what happens when animals do not have a keystone predator to keep their numbers in check. With no natural predators, animal populations could become so bloated that they start overgrazing, causing traffic such as collisions. Other species could also start being introduced or be lost. Crop failures could happen, and much more. The ecosystem affects everyone whether they know it or not. Decaying or altered ecosystems can affect crop yields, revenues for farmers, enhance effects for climate change, and diminish populations for other animals. It is known that wolves actually help the ecosystem and climate change. Knowing how much the ecosystem could be affected, how can you help the wolf populations? You should vote for enhanced protections for wolf populations to ensure that they stay in the wild and survive. In multiple states, the Endangered Species Act has been attacked, such as Michigan, Washington, Colorado, and on other federal levels. The easiest way to ensure these protections stay in place against these attacks is to ensure to keep up to date with policy changes and ballot boxes. Endangered Species Act is both federal and state law, and the only way we could lose ground would be lost through lack of votes. Great things about our republic is standing up for the things we believe in. When I used to live in California, I went to a local wolf sanctuary which raised funds for wolves protections and wolves used in the movie industry, which were very neglected after they were done. I was able to donate money to the charity while also knowing when the Endangered Species Act was under attack, so I could get out there and vote against policy changes. We were able to ensure the Endangered Species Act was kept strong, and the charity saved multiple wolves from inhumane killings, and they were able to upgrade their local facility to house more wolves. Farmers and livestock owners have been against wolf populations because of the attacks on the livestock during the night, which is actually very insignificant compared to other types of animals. This can cost money and loss of production when this happens. However, the effects of killing wolves could cause an influx of prey populations that encroach on farm crops, weaken soil nutrients from their killings not being able to go through the ground and help increase the nitrogen levels in the soil. And this could also damage the ecosystem and cause consequences such as bloated prey populations. Even so, if you're a farmer or other lower predators who typically rely on scavenging from wolves, could have a turn towards smaller animals just as your pets, chickens, small cows, calves. This is because these populations have grown so much that without wolves they were able to flourish and now have destroyed their local food that they had to go into human territory. I urge you to ensure we keep these protections alive for wolves to ensure we do not lose a keystone species to our ecosystem. Visit local wolf sanctuaries and learn more about these incredible animals such as the Wolf Haven International or Wolf Creek Ravine, which are both in Washington. And this also gives increased revenue for the state for tourism that allows public work improvements such as roads and crosswalks. Know that you are safe from the dangers of overpopulations with the wolf population intact. With these great benefits, I encourage you to help support the wolf species by voting for protections of wolves. Go visit local wolf sanctuaries in Washington and see these incredible animals in action. Learn more about how they are important to keystone species according to EPA, Parks Canada, and most ecologicalists through different peer-reviewed studies. and then ensure to vote for continued protections for wolves. Wolves hunting provides 3 times more benefits to other species than the average hunter. Help make the soil more fertile, and ensure that sickness do not run prey on species while also benefiting our local ecosystem. Ensure this keystone species is not lost from extinction by voting for increased or resumed protections.